So you set up a Notion account, but you feel overwhelmed with everything that you are looking at and everything that you can do in Notion. I get it. I've been there. I've got a solution for you to help you make a simple to-do list that will help keep you on track while you are learning the ins and outs of Notion and help you get things done. We're going to get into that in today's video. Hi everybody, I'm Brandon Gustafson. I own and operate 2 assisted living facilities, and I created this channel to help people just like you learn the ins and outs of investing in assisted living. Welcome to Assisted Living Investing. In our last video, we talked about how to set up a free account with Notion, how you can go about doing that and get started with Notion. And in today's video, we're going to get into how to create a basic to-do list in Notion so you can just get started. Notion has a ton of options in here, and I'm going to get into them a little bit as I go in and do this tutorial for you, but it can just feel overwhelming as you get started. But there's a simple way to do it. We're going to get into that in our tutorial for today on how to create a basic to-do list. Okay, so welcome to the tutorial of how to create a basic to-do list in Notion. There is so much that you can do in Notion, and it can feel really overwhelming, especially if you're new to Notion and just getting started. So I'm going to try to give you some of the basic things that you can do in Notion just so you can get started and start feeling productive and not feel overwhelmed by this big blank canvas that is going to allow you to do some pretty incredible things, but in the beginning it's overwhelming. So now that you've created your free Notion account and you are logged in and you're ready to go, what you're going to do is you're going to open up what they call a page. So if you are in there and it's brand new, you just go down here and click New Page. It's going to open it up and it's going to look like this. It's going to be blank canvas, like I said. So it's going to be just brand new. So on this page, on your new page, what we're going to do is you're going to have a spot where you can put a title to it. So it's right here, this section that's grayed out, it says Untitled. Let's go ahead and click that. And we're just going to type in to-do list right here. That's all we're going to do. We now have our to-do list. This is our page for it. And then if I go over here to it, you'll see it's now created that right there, and it calls it to-do list. So I can see that over in my left-hand column over there. I have mine hidden. You can actually keep that pulled out. If you click on this, lock it into place, or if you click on this close sidebar, it will just put it over there. And then if you hover over it, it will bring it back out, which is kind of a cool feature with Notion. Keeps it looking clean and basic for you, which is really nice. So now that you've kind of got that in here, you've named your page, you're seeing a lot of different options in here, right? So these are some of the database options. I'm going to get into that in a future video. I'll link that up above for you. But you can create tables or boards, lists, calendars, galleries, a timeline. Like there's a lot of tables and databases you can do. And if you're familiar with databases, you're going to absolutely love this. If you're new to it, don't get overwhelmed. I'm going to show you a basic way to create an advanced to-do list using a simple table that's going to make it really easy for you. So make sure you keep an eye out for that video as well. But as you get into here, you can also, you'll notice up here, you can start empty with an icon. You can start an empty brand new page. You can look at different templates. So I'm going to go over this in a future video as well that I'll link above, but you can get information on different templates and use some of the other things that people have created. They put them out there, free templates, and you can do that. And you can also import data into this, which is also really nice. For us, we're just going to click enter. And it's going to give us this brand new page. And what we've got, you have this little icon here. It has this little six dots there, where you can use that to drag it around, click it and drag it to move it over, put it wherever. And then it says type the slash for the commands. So what that means is if I click on slash, then it's going to give me options for the different types of blocks that I can put in. That's what Notion calls these different things. So there's text, you can see right here, text, a page, to-do list, heading, tables, bullet points. You can do a numbered list, a toggle list, which is really, I use toggle lists all the time to collapse things up and down. Do like a quote, you can put in lines. linking to pages inside of your Notion, call out. Like I'm not going to go through all of these, but there's just a ton of stuff in here that you can do as you're looking into this. Embed different types of links and things like that. Just a ton of information that you can put in here. It's really cool. For us, we are creating the basic to-do list. So what we're going to do is you can type in that slash and then go and find it here in the list, or you can just start typing the one that you want. And for us, we want to-do list. So we start typing in to do, and then if you just hit enter, you've got yourself a little box that says to do. Now you've got your first to-do item on your to-do list. And for this, we're gonna type in here, our first to-do item is create a to-do list in Notion. And then if I'm ready to do my next to-do list, I just hit enter and I can type in my next to-do list. I could, let's just call this next item. And then I can do item number 3. You just type in exactly what you want it to be, and then you just hit enter and do what you need it to be, and just type that in. There you go. So now you've got this nice to-do list. What can feel a little overwhelming is if you have a ton of stuff. I'm going to get into this in the next video on how to create this a little more dynamic, be a little more advanced. But if you just need to get started, this is the best way to do it. But you could get to the point where you have a ton of to-do items on here. And when you're done with it, you just simply click it, and you can see it kind of grays it out and puts a line through it and does that. But it keeps it here in a list. So it's really nice. You can very easily see these are the ones that are done. That's great. And I could make this, drag this up here. Now this is the top of my to-do list. And now I know which ones I need to do. So you can do that. But if you want to keep it clean, this is a tip that I found that I really enjoy doing. So I'm just going to hit enter a couple of times here and create a new one. And I'm going to do another slash, and I'm going to do a page right here. And I'm going to call this page archive. Okay? And up here, you can actually see there's breadcrumbs for you. So if I click back up here and click on to-do list, now on my to-do list, I have this archive. And what I would do is I can just go in and select those 2 that I've completed, take them, drag them down into archive, and they're gone. They're off my to-do list now, which is great. And if I click into archive, I can see they're on there. So if I needed to keep track of what was happening, I can still find them. That's a really good way to keep it clean. Another option for you to do is I'm just going to undo that action. That was not going to work. Okay. Another thing that you could do, let's say I got these 2 items done. What I could do now is I click on that 6-dot menu there, and it gives me a few options on here. So if I wanted to duplicate it and make the exact same one again, I could do that. But if I want to get rid of it, I can just hit delete there, or I can hit the backspace or delete key on my keyboard, and it takes it away. So those are a couple ways that you can keep your to-do list clean. If you're like me and like to have things organized and have everything in its place and things like that, using that archive page to drop things that are completed in there, or just deleting them off once they're done is extremely helpful. So those are a few really good options and tips on how you can keep your to-do list nice and clean and keep it organized so that you can get things done and know what has been done and what still needs to be done and just make progress on it, which is how you can be effective and efficient in the work that you're doing. So we just highly encourage you to do that type of work. So that's the overview of how to create that basic to-do list in Notion to start digitizing things for you. You might like to use the bullet journal. You might love just like being able to write things down. For me, I have a ton of to-do list items, and I've found that tracking those things in Notion helps me out a ton. So that's the overview of how to create a really basic to-do list in Notion and help you be productive. I hope that tutorial was useful to you. I hope you learned a lot in how to kind of create that basic to-do list and help you stay on track, stay on task with the different things that you need to do in Notion. Comment down below, like the video if this was helpful to you, and if you need help in learning how to get in there and really create something a little bit more dynamic. In fact, in my next video, I'm going to show you how to create a more advanced to-do list using a database feature within Notion, and give you a brief overview of how that will work so that you can create something where it will automatically take things out, or you can use filters in there in that database to create something that works for you. So we'll get into that in our next video. To learn more about investing in assisted living, make sure you visit me on assistedlivinginvesting.net. Would love to see you over on the website. I've got free resources over there, a blog, and you can set up a free consulting call with me. So make sure you follow me over there and connect with me on other social media platforms as well. Love to have a conversation with you and help you along on your journey to be a successful business owner and owner of an assisted living facility. And remember, it doesn't take a lot, just a little bit. Just keep making progress one step at a time. Just those baby steps. It makes such a huge difference. Keep going. You can do this. If you do it every single day, I promise you, you will be successful. Thanks for watching and have a great day.